Well, James Stewart hasn't lost a race that he hasn't crashed in. He's just got to get through the first turn. He's been in lane there 4 times so far this season.
Here's our Dunlop start list. Stewart is here. Ivan Tedesco won his heat race. Ricky Carmichael, all the makings of a great one. Michael Byrne on the factory Kawasaki will join them here as well. Do you think, as we look at the rest of the start list here, that Chad Reed can tough it out for 20 laps here?
Whenever I say Chad's out of something, the guy proves me wrong. You can't doubt Chad. The guy's amazing. He's got so much heart. We've seen it in that semifinal. His goal right now, we thought was top 5. He's running a top 3 pace. He's running Tedesco pace, Travis Preston pace. He could finish this night on the box and come out of here not losing all the points we thought he might.
Well, before we can drop the gate here, let's touch base with Chris Devoto one more time for a Progressive Direct pre-race report.
I'm so glad you guys are touching base with me down here. You know, Ralph, Denny, you've been talking a lot about the softer setup that the guys need here because of this kind of indoor-outdoor track. We want to kind of follow up on that. Of course, we're talking about the suspension. 2 of the quick fixes the mechanic can make and have made all day refer to the forks and the springs, the compression and reaction of those. The way they fix those are little adjusters. You'll see them up here. We're looking at Eric Vallejo's bike. Right up here and right down here. This red nut right down here. Talking about what they do is the compression involves softer or stiffer reaction, quicker or slower. They work hand in hand. These are just quick fixes they can make throughout the day to keep that setup soft but allow them to still use their Supercross or indoor setup so they don't give up too much, especially on these tough jumps.
And one of the things that we've talked about tonight too, Denny, is you got to find a balance between a soft setup to deal with the rough racetrack, but you still got to get it over the jumps, so you can't go too soft.
Well, it's something these guys can work on. That's something Ricky Carmichael can fall back on experience. James Stewart, he's only been here once. It's a little bit more difficult for him to fall back on experience and see what some of his setups and settings were in the past.
But that one time James Stewart was here was on a Supercross lights machine 2 years ago, and he took the win. The only time he's raced here at Daytona.
Check out where these guys are lined up right here, Ralph. You got Chad Reed right there, you got James right there, and Ricky right there. What Chad's going to probably hope to do is get a jump on these 2 guys right here, Travis Preston and Jeff Gibson, and maybe shut the door on Carmichael. If he can push Carmichael back some spots and let Stewart get out front, that's his big thing. That's a 3-point swing. Reed wants, right now, Reed's Bubba Stewart's biggest fan.
36 times we've come to Daytona, no venue, and the Supercross Series has hosted more. We're ready to drop the gate here at Daytona. The Daytona Supercross by Honda. Here we go. James Stewart is something he's had a hard time with in recent weeks, Denny. He takes the whole shot at turn 1.
And Chad Reed comes out second. Man, the guy is not happy. He did exactly kind of what I thought. He got out in front of the 200, moved directly left in front of Ricky Carmichael. Ricky played better. He stopped, went to the very inside the first turn, avoided all the corners, and comes out third. The setting is set.
Michael Byrne is in 4th. Travis Preston on the factory Honda rides in 5th.
Chad Reed, look at what he's at right now in 2nd place. We weren't even sure, he wasn't even sure he was going to make this main event. He didn't go to right, and right now he's in the thick of things right behind James Stewart, right in front of Ricky Carmichael. Now if Chad Reed can hold off Ricky Carmichael long enough and allow James Stewart to break away, open up a decent-sized lead, and make Ricky have to chase him down, that's going to be nothing but to Chad Reed's benefit. He needs James to beat Ricky, and that's going to be a 3-point swing. And right now, Chad Reed's going to need everything he can. And that guy, he's riding right in the thick of things. He did not lose any ground to Chad. He held Ricky off. His shoulder to hold on for 20 laps. Chad Reed's not out of the pocket. He gets second in this main event.
That would be unbelievable, Denny, if Chad Reed could come in here. When we rolled into the racetrack today, we didn't know if Chad Reed could even ride tonight. And here he is sitting second in main.
Yeah, the stage is set. He's in second very early in the race, obviously, but if you're going to do something, you do it right, you do it early in the main event. He's doing exactly what he wanted to do. He shut down Carmichael down the start straight. He's in between Carmichael and James Stewart. Stewart is already opening up a pretty decent-sized lead right now. Over 3 seconds. Everything's looking right now in Chad Reed's favor.
Here comes Carmichael out of factory Suzuki. Right up alongside Reed. The battle for second is on. A little bit off down. Carmichael cuts it back to the inside and takes a position away from Reed. But boy, Reed hasn't lost any speed. He's hanging right with the four-time champ. You see Stewart go by in the other direction. Now, can Carmichael break away and run him out?
And Stewart's down.
Stewart is down. You saw the yellow flag pop up. Stewart is down and not rushing back to the motorcycle.
That was an intense section right there. They're jumping very deep in the corner. They're going wide. Obviously, you see where this Kawasaki's laying upside down. Oh, the berm. So here it is. James Stewart coming directly into your living room. Jumps into this corner and basically just goes over the bars and gets this
violent crash.
Whipped over the tough blocks, and down he goes. Unbelievable turn of events.
Oh, Denny, that's one of the most violent crashes we've seen all year.
He hits that kicker right now. He just knows that right now. He luckily gets over the front of that book. He didn't go over the bars. It just violently whips over the tough block, just barely missing our cameraman. Unbelievable.
We have talked about how the series has seen nothing but plot twists all season. James is back up riding.
He has regained the main out front, but or not out front, in last. He's got a long ways to go before he's going to get any points in this main event. And Carmichael now out front. Chad Reed in second. Unbelievable.
You don't know what to say about this series. The way the racing has been this year. Ricky Carmichael was third going into the first corner. Now he's leading here at Daytona, maybe on his way to the points lead and some history. Stay with us. Cross by Honda, Ricky Carmichael leads here in the main event. Chad Reed is chasing him from second, but look at the battle for third. On the green Kawasaki, it's Michael Byrne, and right behind him comes the number 11 factory Honda of Travis Preston.
What a great ride right now for Travis Preston. We saw him last weekend. Basically, whiskey throttled off the back of his Honda. The bike launches into the wall, and Travis Preston is now bound for a podium position. Great job for Travis Preston, rebounding from last weekend.
Krista with more.
This is a great battle between Travis Preston and Michael Byrne. Preston actually just overtook him, and then Byrne cut in on the inside and got that spot back. Travis Preston raised his seat. He's using a higher seat. He started that last week in Indy. He said it's the seat, the height that he used to use a couple years back. I asked him today, I said, are you still sticking with that high seat? He said, absolutely. He feels so much more comfortable on the bike, and this is the race he's been waiting for.
And here he comes, Krista, trying to use it to his advantage, trying to go to the outside there. Can't get the pass made there, but he's charging through this rhythm section, coming right up alongside Byrne. Can't get cut back to the inside the way he had hoped. Now he tries it again. Here he comes.
Travis Preston at 6'3", 190 pounds. He's going to need everything he can to make him feel more comfortable on the motorcycle. And look at the lines these riders are using. They're using every line in the track. They're being meticulous, picking their lines very well. And right now, Travis Preston getting the upper hand of Michael Byrne. I talked with Preston earlier today, and there goes Michael Byrne right back by him. About his crash last weekend, we were laughing. We've seen the crash that Travis Pastrana did earlier today. And I go, Travis, which one was more goofy there? Was that your whiskey throttle in the stands last week, or maybe Travis's messed up backflip? He goes, no, my crash last weekend was way worse.
This battle for third continues. Boy, look at Preston get a great drive out of the corner through that rhythm section there, Denny. He is very strong, but he seems to get bogged down every time in that corner right there.
He knows he comes in on the outside line, but it just leaves the door open for Michael Byrne. Byrne's able to shut the door on Travis. And Travis basically just looks up. He knows it's going to happen, but right here, this is the section he passed him last lap. Byrne goes a little bit tighter inside. You're just seeing how difficult this track is, but how challenging it is. You're able to use so many different lines. These guys are using the entire racetrack and battling back and forth, having so much respect for each other. Neither one of these guys doing anything too aggressive on the other guy, being able to trust the other guy.
You talked about the height and size of Travis Preston. What kind of advantages and disadvantages does that body structure give you?
Well, I used to believe that being the taller on the motorcycle was a benefit, was an advantage. But when you start seeing how tall these guys are, like Travis Pastrana 6'3", Travis Preston 6'3", I think when you make a mistake and you tend to get off the side of the motorcycle, you have all that leverage pulling the motorcycle down, where if you're a small compact rider like Ricky Carmichael, I don't think it's quite as pronounced when you make a mistake, because you don't have all that body weight throwing you sideways. So lately, I think that being tall has been a little bit of a disadvantage for some of these riders.
Their lap times are about 2 seconds slower than the man leading here right now, Ricky Carmichael.
Look at that, though. Travis Preston has slowly gotten slower each lap. He's gone from a 55.3, he's up to a 56 flat, and right now he's starting to lose a little bit of touch on Michael Byrne.
Well, the battle for third continues between Byrne and Preston, while Ricky Carmichael leads here at Daytona. We'll be right back. And here at the world center of racing, Daytona International Speedway. It's a Daytona Supercross by Honda, and it's a Suzuki out front with Ricky Carmichael on top. He came here tonight looking for a couple of things. One, the points lead, and quite possibly his 5th Daytona Supercross win, and he's well on his way to both of those here tonight.
Going through the section we saw last year, we went down trying to catch Chad Reed. Right now the tables have turned. He's the man out front. Chad Reed's in second, and Ricky Carmichael currently riding a flawless race, trying to give Suzuki their first win here since 1981, trying to be the first rider to win 5 times and be the first rider to win it on 3 different brands. If it's going to be one guy to do it, Ricky Carmichael, you can't bet against him.
Just adding to the legendary nickname, which is GOAT, which stands for greatest of all time. Now, flying through the nighttime sky is this man, the number 22 of Chad Reed. And as good a story as Ricky Carmichael is coming into this race, Denny, I'm not so sure even everything we just talked about tops the performance of what Chad Reed is giving us here tonight.
It's amazing. We saw Grant Langston do it in the Lights Nationals a few years ago on an outdoor track. Chad Reed's doing it on a Supercross track with some of the biggest bumps, some of the biggest ruts, and some of the biggest jumps. And unbelievable. Chad Reed has virtually kept himself in a championship hunt. Turned the tables. He's running consistent 55 lap times, right exactly what Michael Byrne and Travis Preston are, the guys behind him. If he keeps his pace, stays strong, stays focused, Chad Reed's going to come out here second place, only 2 points down of Ricky Carmichael.
And as good a story as these two have been, unfortunately for this next rider, things have gone completely the other direction. James Stewart came in here as the 3rd member of the title chase, had a great opportunity to take a win, take a big jump in the points, and instead he is now making his way up from dead last. And here's how he got to that position. It all started when the gate dropped, and Denny, he got one of the best starts he's had all year.
You see Chad Reed right there on the screen. He's going to move over a little bit on Carmichael, try and pinch the door. Stewart, on the other hand, just comes flying into the first turn. Not only does he not crash, he grabs the hole shot.
That's our progressive direct hole shot replay right there. But then watch what happens after that. After we get into racing and things settle down, one of the nastiest crashes of the year.
These guys are jumping way in this corner, trying to avoid the bumps. He clears the bump, but his front end tucks, and he just is violently, like you said, thrown over the top of the Honda Tough Block. He regains the race in a distant 20th. He's done a commendable job. He's currently up to 13th. He's doing everything he can to salvage these points, but yet again, James Stewart, we find him on the ground.
James Stewart has battled his way back to 13th, though, Denny. An impressive run, because when he got up, he looked awful woozy. James Stewart continues to try to keep himself alive in the title fight here in his home state of Florida. The Daytona Supercross continues right after these words. There's Ricky Carmichael working his way around the track here at Daytona, trying to win his 5th Daytona Supercross by Honda here tonight. The rider from Florida, in front of his hometown fans and friends. A lot of family members here cheering on RC tonight. Oh, and you can see RC coming off the pegs a little bit. He's still running hard. His best lap time of 53. And he's putting down consistent laps, staying right there, because he knows Chad Reed is charging hard, another rider who's put laps in the 53 range. In fact, the only 2 riders to have done that. But you know what, Denny? The only rider who's gone better than that, James Stewart, has a lap at 52 as he tries to work his way up through the field. Stewart now up to 10th. Trying to gain as many points back as he can in this fight with 5 to go here tonight at Daytona.
It's just a shame and amazing the fact that James can be so fast and just have those little mental breakdowns that turn out to be so costly. And right now, Ricky Carmichael is showing that he is obviously the man to beat in this title chase. Although Chad Reed, with his heart and what he's accomplished tonight, you can't count him out. You never can. But Ricky Carmichael trying to get his 9th win of the season.
Ricky told us
6th win of the season, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and there's James Stewart right there. And there's Carmichael trying to put him a lap down. Stewart has broken into the top 10. As we said, there is Ivan Tedesco. That's Ricky Carmichael's teammate on the Makita Suzuki factory team. Now, he crashed at the very start, and Denny, he has worked his way up to 8, and we've talked all season long about what a gritty, determined, tough rider Ivan Tedesco is.
Oh, Ivan's done everything the Suzuki's asked him to do. He's been a great teammate to Ricky Carmichael. When Ricky Carmichael may have faltered, he's been there to land on the podium. He's done an incredible job, and now he's proven he can do it from the back of the pack. The kid works hard. He's one of the most successful in the last 2 years, transitioned from the lights class up to the Premier Supercross class, and Ivan Tedesco getting done. But look at James Stewart. Puts a pass on Heath Foss, and now he's going to set his sights there on Ivan Tedesco.
And there's James Stewart continuing to fight his way up through the field. How many points can he gain back with 4 laps left here at Daytona? Welcome back to Daytona. Ricky Carmichael leading here at the Daytona Supercross by Honda. Right in front of him is his teammate Ivan Tedesco.
Ricky's trying to make a statement right now. He's got the guys right in front of him who are in 6th, 7th, and 8th place, and he's about to put his teammate down a lap, and now he's setting his sights on James Stewart. This is a full power move right now. He can put James Stewart down a lap.
He wants that bad, doesn't he?
He wants it bad because right now James is running fast, full speed, and Ricky's chasing him down and gaining on him right now.
Ricky doesn't play mental games the same way a lot of other athletes do, but this is an opportunity he would love to take. It's a huge statement in the mind of Ricky Carmichael, and here it comes. Carmichael right behind Stewart, who is all the way up to 6th or 7th, and Carmichael right alongside Stewart.
The kind of games that Ricky Carmichael plays are the kind that just beat you down, beat you into submission. He doesn't want to mess around with little things. He wants to make a huge statement, and right now he's showing, I don't care what happened to you, I'm the man, the beat, I'm the GOAT, and he's proven it. A lot of people doubted Ricky Carmichael after the 2 Canadian rounds. He's like, don't doubt me. I'm made for 16 races, an 18-race season if you count the Worlds, and right now, Ricky Carmichael is getting it done.
White flag is out, and Denny, this championship is not over by any stretch of imagination. But based on what we saw out of Ricky Carmichael and James Stewart and Chad Reed when we showed up in Canada early on this season, if Carmichael can go on after having to find all that speed to beat Stewart, if he goes on and wins this championship, where would you rank that title and the 5 he would then have?
I think it'd be right up there at the top. I mean, right up there with when he beat McGrath. I mean, because Ricky Carmichael loves a challenge, and he's answered this challenge here in 2006. He's got to be proud of his team and proud of himself and proud of his trainer, Eldon Baker.
Here he is, Ricky Carmichael to the checkered flag and a record 5th win here at Daytona. He becomes the first rider to win it on 3 brands, winning for Kawasaki, Honda, and Suzuki. His first Suzuki win here, the first Suzuki win here since 1981, and the first to be done on a 450. Chad Reed, an unbelievable performance. It's not a win, but it is a huge personal victory.
One word, man, the guy's an animal. Can't say enough about Chad Reed and his team. Incredible job.
2nd place, keeps himself alive in the points chase. And Denny, we talked about this as well. Tonight was his 58th start. He continues to streak, and a 53rd podium out of 58 starts. And the battle for 3rd goes to Michael Byrne. Preston ends up 4th. Privateer Nick Way comes back through the pack. He gets 5th. James Stewart is 6th. Here's Krista.
Actually, we've got his teammate Michael Byrne down here, his first podium of the year. James is just here. He wheeled off. Michael, I know you've got to be pumped. You're so excited, your first podium. Talk about your night.
Oh, man, that was a crazy race. At first, I didn't know what was going on. I heard the crowd cheering, and then, man, I was so bummed that James was down, and, you know, I just like, well, man, maybe this is the night. I can just go keep solid, and Preston and I were having a great race, and I just tried to stay solid, and I actually pulled away a bit of a gap, so, no, I'm so stoked. My mechanic, Mikey, woo! He does such a good job all day, every day. You know, it's just good to reward everyone on the whole team.
Huge for Michael Byrne, his confidence and momentum. We're going to try to catch up with his teammate James Stewart, and we have 2 first and second place riders to talk to as well. Ralph?
Krista, the celebration continues. That man has just put himself into the record books again. We talked about the nickname, the GOAT, the greatest of all time. And again, he's living up to the legendary status. 5 Daytona Supercross wins. And Denny, this is one rider who truly can appreciate what those stats mean.
He's incredible. I mean, he lays it down. He never falters. He always rebounds when the chips are down. An incredible ride tonight. He rode the smartest race. Sometimes, you know, the guy who wins the heat isn't obviously going to get done in the main event, and Ricky proves it time and time again. He just learns. He's smarter every time he's on the bike, and yet another win here at Daytona.
And you can see how much the fans love RC. Krista?
Guys, we're down here with our second place finisher, Chad Reed, but this has got to feel like a win. An incredible performance, an incredible test of courage and stamina to come out here and ride with that shoulder. Chad?
Man, I just want to thank the Asterix guys. They did such an awesome job of giving me a shot and keeping it together, and that was a tough one. You know, I needed a good start, and I needed to go at the beginning. I knew I couldn't, you know, be strong the whole time with my shoulder, so you know, unfortunate for James to go down like that, and you know, but for points, it's obviously better to lose 3 than 5. So you know, just look forward to this next week to regroup a little and get ready for Orlando.
I know when you came in here, you were worried that what you'd be able to do. You just wanted to get a podium. When you knew you were running out there second, was it just a huge sigh of relief? I mean, I know you were in pain, but to be able to come out of here and salvage something in this points battle.
I mean, for sure. You know, I was in second, and I felt like I had a shot at the win coming into this week. And yesterday it was a little unfortunate, but that's all part of racing, and that can happen to anyone. And you know, I'm just happy to be able to race. There's no way I thought I was going to be able to race this weekend, and got the next best points. So, you know, I just want to thank the team for being real supportive. All the guys at Parts and Thor, and Scott Bridgestone, my wife, and Jeff Spencer, everyone, just for holding me together, and just look forward to next weekend.
Chad Reed, a true test of courage tonight.
An absolutely outstanding performance by Chad Reed. He's still in the points chase. We'll talk to the man they're all chasing when we come back. Daytona.
On stage with our winner, Ricky Carmichael. And Ricky, that was a dominating performance. I know you wanted to come in and really kind of make a statement, get ahead in this points battle. Did you ever think you'd be able to do it that way tonight?
No, you know, I'm definitely back in the points lead, like you said. It feels great. I can't say enough for Makita Suzuki. They've been working with me hard, and you know, we're going to try to lay it down, man. You know, we gave one at St. Louis, and that's the way it goes. So it feels good to be back in the driver's seat, and got a little gift there from James. He fell down, unfortunately, and you know, it was a pretty clean race for me.
I know you've had a lot of milestones, a lot of huge successes in the sport, but you are now the king of Daytona Supercross. 5 wins, more than anyone else here at this track.
You know, I was trying to beat Stanton last year, but feels great to get that win there, and you know, get 5 wins. That's pretty amazing. It definitely isn't the Daytona that it used to be, but one thing I'd like to say, I'd like to give a shout out to my papa. He had some surgery, and you know, I'm glad he's hanging in there, and a really good friend of mine, Ernesto Fonseca. This one's for you, buddy. You're amazing. Your head's strong. You'll be all right, bud. And man, it's just it's a shame, but you know what? He's a great guy, and something good's going to happen to him. I can feel it, and I'd like to dedicate the win to those 2 people. Thank you very much.
Last year, Carmichael tried to break Stanton's record of 4 straight. He didn't do that, but this year he has broken the all-time record. He's now the only 5-time winner at Daytona. Let's go to Ralph and Denny.
Dave, I got to believe a spot in the Court of Legends will be up next for Ricky Carmichael. Here's a look at the results. What a ride by Chad Reed. He comes in second. Denny, your thoughts on this year's Daytona Supercross?
Well, obviously it lived up to the hype. What an incredible event. What an honor to be a part of it. From Travis Pastrana's backflip to Chad Reed's injury to James's crash and to Ricky's win. What an incredible night. It's an honor to be here, man.
Let's go back to Krista.
On a night when James Stewart was hoping to put some wind in his sails, he instead gets the wind knocked out of him, literally. Talked with a team representative who says James Stewart is back in his bus. We were not able to catch up with him because he is resting after taking quite a shot to the stomach after a very nasty hit. Guys.
Krista, let's take a look at the point standings now. Remember, this was not a round for the World Supercross standings, only the AMA Series. Carmichael just 2 in front of Chad Reed. Reed just had a 1-point lead over Carmichael coming into this. An amazing run by Ricky Carmichael and Chad Reed, and James Stewart 26 back, Dave.
Here's a no-brainer. Who's going to get the Buku Big Air Award? In afternoon practice at the finish line jump, Travis Pastrana does a backflip. Well, most of a backflip. The AMA said, don't ever do that again.